Hi guys, Brian from RLD Investments here, bringing you another fight prediction video. Well, this one won't actually be the fight prediction. It's actually going to be the second video in the series for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. First one we were looking at, really focused on Floyd's right hand and what he was going to be able to do with that. Got that on the channel. You can go there and check it out. This one's going to be focused on Pacquiao. Specifically, it's going to be looking at Manny's feints and his speed. And I put them together because they got to go together. I mean, everybody knows how fast Manny is, but it's not just about speed. It's about the ability to utilize your speed. And for Pacquiao's speed to be effective and for him to be able to utilize it and really see some success in the fight, his feints got to have to come into play. You know, for him to be able to get in there and land the punches he wants to land, he has to use his feints. You know, it's a big part of his game. He uses it to set up so many things and to be able to do what he does, but it's overlooked. You know, specifically, it's about the way he's able to use it to cover ground. Like, everybody knows he's extremely fast, and not just with his hands, but with his feet. And that's one of his main weapons. But if he just were to jump in without using the feints, he wouldn't get to where he goes. Look at Marquez here. It's that little hitch, look how far out he is, and he uses that little hitch, that little stutter step, and that's what's able to either freeze his opponent or get his opponent out of position, move their hands a little bit, and then he just immediately covers that gap and gets in there and lands a punch. So it's the utilization of the feints to be able to get the opponent out of a position, and then he capitalizes on his speed to jump in and land the left hand. Uses it to score the knockdown against Mosley. Just sometimes it's slight, sometimes it's big. You know, like when he was throwing it against Cotto, you could see he was using that feint, and Cotto clearly moved his left hand out of position, and that gave Pacquiao the opportunity. And the thing about Mayweather is he can be landed. You can land on him. Okay, now his defense is great, phenomenal, no doubt about it. But everybody can get hit, you know. Now, the key fight we're going to look at here, as far as how we think he's going to react to that, is going to be in his fight against Judah. And when you look at his fight against Judah, somewhat similar to Pacquiao, except he doesn't use anywhere near the amount of movement that Pacquiao used. As fast as he was always more of a flat-footed fighter, and that's fine. But the thing is, he's fighting out of that southpaw stance with some real speed. And when you look at the way he fought against Floyd, or the way Floyd handled him in that fight, Judah was able to land with that left hand. He was able to get in there. And he would use upper body movement, little feints, little footwork. He'd throw out little half jabs that didn't really have anything behind him. And that was able to get Floyd just out of position enough where he would score with that left hand. See, he uses it here, and Floyd gets out of position. He's able to score with the counter left. You know, when Floyd came in, only real knockdown of his career, Judah hit him with the counter right, and it was because Floyd allowed himself to get out of position, and it was because the feints threw him off. He didn't have his timing down. See, Mayweather's his whole game is built around his timing, and he's a master of it, and it works extremely well. Timing is the way you beat speed. So for Pacquiao to have success, he has to throw off Mayweather's timing. If Mayweather gets his timing, that's it. It's over. Kiss the baby and put him to bed. So, you know, Manny has to figure out a way to just not allow Floyd to get his timing. And the way he does that is with the feints. So, while Manny's going to be using his feints and his misdirection and deception in his movement to try to not allow Floyd to get his timing, the whole time Floyd's going to be attempting to figure that out. You know, Manny's got a little hitch in his step that he uses, and Keith Thurman recently came out in an interview and, you know, compared his movement and his style to the Jackrabbit. He imitated it pretty good. Videos here on YouTube, you can check it out. But Manny needs to use a lot of upper body movement, a lot of feints, so that he can get in there. Try to get Floyd out of position as much as he can. It's difficult, and that's going to be a tall order with the defense that Mayweather brings to the table, but it certainly can be done. Manny's done it to almost everybody else, you know. So, should be good. Make sure you pay attention to that during this fight, just the way Manny Pacquiao was able to come in and close the distance using his speed and his feints with the misdirection. So it's going to be a big part of his game. We'll be putting out the next video shortly. As always, guys, check us out, RLD Investments. You can see what's going on the website. Check us out for the next video here. Subscribe, like the video, leave in the comments below. Love to hear what you guys got to think. We'll be putting out the next one shortly.